Hello, this is the end of 2023. My name is Scott Spivey. For those of you who don't remember, I know it's been a long time. It's been an arduous journey, and we're continuing to work through it on the Purdue bankruptcy claims for the opioids. I want to take a minute and say that I really appreciate y'all's patience. I appreciate the difficulty that y'all have had, that we have had in pursuing these claims with Purdue. And let me start with that one because there's actually 3 different claims we're working on right now. When we first started this process a few years ago, I told you that one of the things we were going to try to do is to expedite the claims through the bankruptcy, and that there was every impression that a potential settlement was in sight and that distribution would happen hopefully before the end of that year. For those who aren't familiar, it pains me to say that the entire process has been slowed down, and that as recently as the beginning of December, the matter went before the United States Supreme Court to determine whether or not the settlement would be approved. In other words, there's no money to be had, there's no claims to be finalized, because the matter is before the United States Supreme Court to determine whether or not it is legal. And that is to say, the settlement as it stands right now is predicated upon 2 things. One, the Sacklers providing a significant amount of money into the settlement fund, and 2, a requirement by the Sacklers to be released personally from all liability. The issue before the court is whether a non-party to a bankruptcy can enjoy the benefits of a bankruptcy, that is to say, to be removed from all liabilities associated with the matter that's before the court. That is, again, to say that Purdue has filed for bankruptcy, not the Sacklers. And we don't know yet how the Supreme Court will rule. Hopefully they will make the decision sometime within the next 30 to 90 days. Once they rule, we'll know whether or not the settlement is moving forward. If it's found that the Sacklers can enjoy the benefit of preclusion from liability, both civil and criminal, then the matter will move forward. If the court finds that they are not entitled to it, then likely settlement negotiations will proceed. That's the status of the Purdue claims. That's the status of the claims that y'all hired me for initially. Now, as promised, we have continued to pursue claims with 2 other bankruptcies that have been filed. One is Mallinckrodt. Mallinckrodt is by and large the generics. That is, the Purdue claims were those the original list of drugs that you helped me fill out on your initial claims, Oxycontins, things of that nature, MS Contin. The generic drugs that fall under Mallinckrodt are more your hydrocodones and things of that nature. They filed for bankruptcy. We're filing a claim. They have a requirement that's different than the other 2, and I haven't gone over the 3rd one yet. But for that one, we need to have all of your social security number, not just the last 4 digits. And that's the reason for the most recent claim. Once we get those in, we're going to be able to file the claims with the administrator based upon the medical records we have, if we can show that you, the claimant, took one of those drugs and that you suffered damages from it. But again, it's the list of drugs made by Mallinckrodt. If you like, I can get you that list and send it out to everyone. The 3rd claim is with Endo. Endo is another maker of drugs. The Endo opioids include, for example, Let me get the list. Opana, O-P-A-N-A, and other ones as well. And we have claims made for all of the claimants in endo, and essentially for all three. Purdue, once the claim opens, it appears that the administrator for all of them is an Ed Gendel out of Atlanta. And we will pursue the claims based upon what we have in the medical records. Frankly, to date, we only have about 25% that we've been able to show the actual drug that is associated with the claimant. We're continuing to further pursue and secure additional medical records. The VA has not provided a lot of information. A lot of private healthcare providers have not provided the information. And that's the biggest problem, the biggest difficulty with these claims. So we're continuing those efforts. And the folks that have come in to join me on this include Felica, Michelle, and Kayla, and they're going to be reaching out to you to try to get this information and put in those claims for Endo and Malincroy, and hopefully in due course, Purdue. Again, I greatly apologize for the anxiety, the anticipation, both for numbers and for the timing for the settlement. It pains me that it's taken this long, but we are continuing our efforts, and we will continue to do so to make sure that you get what you're entitled to, or at least what's in the settlement claims. We will continue to look for any other opportunities that we have to make claims in bankruptcies. We know that there's another round of bankruptcies that may be happening, and we're keeping our ear to the ground for those. This has been difficult. I understand that. I appreciate you. We continue to work for you, and we're wishing you the best of 2024, and hopefully, with any luck, distributions will be happening very soon. Wish you all the best, and again, happy and successful 2024.